Hello and welcome everyone. In my last class, we were discussing it was day 3 of the elevator story for ICC students, and I am Reshmi Mukherjee. In my channel, you get ICC ISC, English literature and English language topics, as well as the CBSE literature and language topics. Now, I have stopped taking any more students in my batch because I am joining a central government school, and I promise you, do not request me in my mail because I cannot do that officially. But yes, I will do one thing that will help you out. You already have your tuition teachers, I believe. So what I will do is whatever content, possible content I believe is required, it will be provided in the channel for you. So you don't have to pay for anything. You will just follow the videos and that will be enough. Okay? Like here and there questions, you will also have to think. So I will leave that to you. Whatever doubts you have to take this initiative. Just drop a text in the comment section, join my Instagram, check the videos, the small ones that will help you out to develop vocab, develop the grammar skills as well, and allusions in the various in the dramas that you have. But of course, you will have to be vigilant enough, okay, that will help you out even if you are not taking a tuition class and you do not have any book other than the textbook. Okay, I will suggest don't purchase all those guidebooks and all, right? Just purchase your textbook. If you want, you can buy one question bank. That will help you out. That's it. So, what we will discuss over here is continuation of the last class. We have discussed the theme, the summary, the line-wise explanation, the fear factor, everything. Now we are going to discuss the characterizations. We will see the lack of empathy and support that we find in the father figure, right? Who is completely ignored. The father who lacks empathy, lacks the capability to understand the son's fears and anxieties. So the absence of emotional support is critical in shaping Martin's sense of isolation and vulnerability. So we have to understand that if we don't understand the fear, the problems of the other one, just like we have a lot many friends. So we have to listen to what trouble they are facing. We have to try and feel for them. The father did not have this realization at all. Dismissiveness is another quality of the father. What is it? When Martin expresses his fear of the elevator, his father dismisses his concerns. It is nothing. Just forget it. You are a man, be a man. Okay? Boys don't cry, stuff like that. Okay? So this is an overall dismissal which is evident that causes Martin to be afraid even more, where he cannot discuss about his fears at all. He cannot talk about it at all. There is nobody to guide him because he fails to share it with anybody because he is afraid that nobody will accept his problems. Next, the critical nature of the father, okay, about Martin's insecurities. Whenever he says that I'm afraid of this, have you seen this lady on the elevator, I'm afraid of, he dismisses it completely. So, one more factor that you have to remember over here is Martin is always facing this challenge to conform to the social standards. I am a boy, I am growing to be a man. How can I be afraid? How can I cry? How can I talk about my fears? Okay, this is a pressure to conform to the rules of the society. Moving on to the next one, when he is constantly forced to use the elevator, he is forced to face his fear, but he does not know how to actually face it. Okay, when you don't know how to fight a war, imagine you are forced to go to the battleground without, you do not have any arms, you do not know how to fight, you are just sent to the battlefield. You cannot fight it, right? Same way, when this boy is sent to the elevator, when he has to face his fear, he has no weapons, his brain is not supporting him, he is wallowing in that fear, right? Still, he is sent over there. So that cannot be your goal. Your goal is to understand what are your problems, to discuss with somebody who is experienced enough and to know its answers and then face your fear. Just like carrying arms to the battleground, not going empty-handed over there, right? If you want to benefit from a book that you want to purchase that is going to help you out, you can of course purchase this book, which is the complete course book by Oswald Publishers. You must be able to see on the screen as well. So this is for ICSE English 1 as well as English 2. And this is a very good book, I can say, because I have been using this book And as you can see over here, you will get, this is by Sudha C. Prabhakar and Kevin James O'Brien. And in the book, you have a lot of content, which means you have assessment topics as well, internal assessment, and paper 1, paper 2, normal content that you will be asked in the theoretical papers. So you have all the sales that is required, like you have Julius Caesar Act 3, Act 4, Act 5, which is there for class 10. You have composition, letter writing, notice and email, comprehension, grammar, which you can practice from here. You will get the prose topics, whatever topic you have. Like in my class, I have already done with the photographer with you. The elevator we have done just today's class. The girl who can, we are going to do the pedestrian, the last lesson. From poetry, you have haunted houses, which we have already done. The glove and the lions we are going to do. When great trees fall, a considerable speck, the power of music. So it's divided in 2 parts, English 1 and English 2. That is going to help you out, so you can of course practice from here. Alright, let's move into our content. Expectation of bravery is the same point again. You have to understand what is troubling you, what is bothering you, and when you have to say that, when you have to conform to the society's standards, that I have to be brave, kyunki main mard hoon, that will cause you a lot of trouble. Okay, his father had to understand that. So proper parenting is a theme as well over here in the story. So this is an emotional detachment from his family members, emotional detachment from his friends. He was bullied at school. That is also again another fear. His failure to acknowledge fear. He has nobody to understand it, to understand his problems, to explain him why he is facing these problems, to give him a logical reasoning, to avoid the fear, okay, to fight the fear back, not avoid, fight the fear is the right word. So his insistence, his father's insistence that Martin's fear is a sign of weakness rather than a real emotion leaves Martin feeling misunderstood and unsupported. He believes that, yes, I am a coward, my father also thinks the same, so I have to be a brave man, and in the process, he is even more afraid. Okay, this cannot be the goal. So, he leaves Martin alone in the elevator as well. Okay, when he is sick, when his feet is fractured, when his foot is fractured, even then the father leaves him in the fear, wallowing. Okay, so this authoritative figure, this pressure on the boy is causing him to struggle even more. Now, in conclusion, we can say that Martin's father plays a crucial role in the development of Martin's fears and anxieties. He has caused it to a huge extent. His lack of empathy, his critical nature, the pressure to conform to traditional notions of masculinity exacerbate Martin's sense of isolation and vulnerability. You have to, maintain the standards of men, be a man. All these standards cause him all more trouble. Last line, his actions and attitudes indirectly contribute to the story's climax, highlighting the profound impact of parental influence on a child's emotional well-being. That is why we go to so many counselors these days. We talk to the doctors, the psychologists to understand how we should treat our children, okay, so that they can have a good childhood, good parenting. That is the thing that is very crucial these days. Now, before we end this father figure, we have talked about this proper parenting. This is a concept, can be a question. Move to the, let's come into the fat lady part, which is important. Now, fat lady, already I told you, you have a lot many questions about who this fat old lady is, why is he smiling? These are the questions that come to your mind. Now, his physical appearance can be a question. Her physical appearance can be a question. She is described as a large, imposing woman with a ballooning old green coat, okay? And how she covers the whole space in the elevator, almost the whole space in the elevator. Large, fleshy cheeks she has, no chin at all, huge mass of neck, full flesh over here. Her tiny blue eyes are described as sharp and pig-like, okay? So she has a very unnerving behavior, apparently, because she just enters the lift like this and just smiles at somebody. So this is very intimidating, and she does not even take the initiative to turn towards the door and stand. She just faces the boy and smiles, which is intimidating. The actions that he does, she almost cramps the boy at a corner because of his huge size. She appears to know where Martin will be. Like ninth floor, the father leaves, and 10th floor, she enters. It seems that she knows where Martin is, and from that floor, she will accompany Martin all alone. So the final and most terrifying action is when she enters the elevator alone with Martin, addresses him by name, and pushes the stop button, suggesting she had sinister intentions. You can use this word. This is kind of very scary that how does she know when the father is going to leave him and come out and leave the boy alone in the elevator, and that moment the lady will get him. Okay, that is very kind of talks about its foreboding disaster, talking about a foreboding disaster. Now, if we talk about the symbolic interpretation of all these, see, it can be a manifestation of fear where Martin is already afraid, innate. His brain is full of worries, troubles, scare. So maybe it is just a physical manifestation of the fear. Like if I'll give you one example, you can relate to that better. Imagine there is a dark room and your mother tells कि बेटा वो वहाँ से लेके आओ, ठीक है, bring that from there. So you have to enter that room, that dark room, and you have seen a lot of ghost movies and you are afraid that there is a ghost hiding somewhere. So even if there is nobody in that room, there is no ghost at all, when you enter, you feel that maybe in that dark corner around, somebody must be standing. Why? Because when you think about something a lot, बहुत सोचने से, in our mind, we tend to form images and we tend to see it in front of us. Okay? Physical manifestation of something that is going on, troubling us in the brain. Okay? Like when you will go to class 11, you will read Macbeth. In Macbeth, you will see how Macbeth sees a dagger. Dagger, it's like the knife that you use to kill somebody before murdering Duncan, because his mind is heavily worried about doing such a deed. Okay, so he sees a dagger. Okay, let's move to the content again. There is a lack of control. The Martin's lack of control over the environment and circumstances can cause this. Whether it's a malfunctioning elevator, his father's dismissiveness, or the bullying he faces, the fat lady represents the ultimate loss of security. Okay. Now you can give me possible realistic interpretations of it. Again, an important question that I will give you a point, and my students have written a few. Now you can also interpret it in as many ways and write to me in the comment section. For example, you can say that she was a neighbor, okay, and she was a recent inmate in the house, okay, in the apartment, and she lived somewhere. That is why she was traveling. You can say she was a caretaker in the house. That's why she was so frequently moving up and down right from the morning, visiting different floors. Okay. She was just a common lady who first day saw the boy, and because it was just an acquaintance, she did not smile. Second day she saw the same boy, that is why she smiled. There was nothing intimidating at all about her. Okay, maybe her shape was a bit strange. She was very fat, piggy, with piggy eyes. But in reality, there was nothing wrong about her. Okay, it was just the fear that was growing in the mind of Martin. So this can be an important, these are the interpretations that I felt can be possible. You can even say that it is a supernatural element who is just there to scare some sinister, disastrous presence, okay, with sinister intentions. You can write that as well. So try to think about more such logical reasons, okay, of this fat old lady. And basic conclusion I will give you, which is about the fat lady. You can write it down. The fat lady is a crucial element in the story, serving as the focal point of Martin's fear and anxiety. Her ambiguous nature, whether real, symbolic, supernatural, adds to the story's tension, leaves her true identity open to interpretation. This ambiguity forces readers to confront their own fears and uncertainties. What do we learn from it? That we have to face our fears. We have to first understand it, discuss it with somebody who is experienced, okay, close ones. Then once we know how to deal with it, we have to face the fear. Mirroring Martin's experience and understanding the problems of these fears, enhancing the story's psychological impact. This is completely psychological to a lot of extent, right? So I believe till here you had no doubts to understand the story, and by the time we have reached day 4 of the elevator class, you are completely okay with the topic, right? Because this one I have done in greater detail, because the other poem that you have in class 10, I believe, The Glove and the Lions, this one is very simple and very easy. So we will just take 2 classes max to discuss it. And maybe after a few days, we will do that as well. In the meantime, whatever doubts you have, do write to me, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because that gives me the impetus to bring more videos for you and work on that content. Okay. Thank you so much. See you in my next class. Bye-bye.